All right, well, hello everybody out there in Atlanta. It's Chris from MajorLegacy.com with another exciting episode of Topher's Log. Now, if you don't know what Topher's Log is, you can go back and you can watch the previous, I think we're on 6 or 7 episodes at this point. I'm not quite sure. But nevertheless, we move on. This is like the 9th time I tried to film this video today because I was trying to do different things and things just got all fucked up. So it is what it is, and I just had to go right back to my phone. So I apologize. I'm trying to improve some quality on things and whatnot, but the phone works just fine. So I'm gonna use my phone until further notice. But anyway, so we move on, and for today's topic, I wanted to talk a little bit about earliness, how early things are happening for Halloween Horror Nights 29. In particular, when it comes to houses and construction and things along those lines. And the reason why I bring it up is because this week I was down at the studios and was walking around in the back of the park by Men in Black, and I noticed that the MIB tent was up. Now, the MIB tent, of course, is used for Halloween Horror Nights. It's been used for the last couple of years, started back in 2016 with Lunatics Playground, and last year with Blumhouse 2.0. But it's up. Now, the tent was taken down. I believe it was somewhere in between late November, mid-December, first week of December, somewhere around there. I'm not exactly sure, but it was somewhere in that time frame. In the past, what I was told, especially the first 2 years, I can't speak to last year or this year, the tent would have to come down because it wasn't theirs. They were renting the tent, so they had to basically take it down and give it back to whoever it was they were renting it from. So, like I said, I can't speak to last year or this year, but that's pretty much what I was told. It is what it is. Nevertheless, the tent was taken down and it was put back up last week. I was joking with somebody that all the bloggers and all the other people were basically preoccupied with what's going on over in Ireland with Jurassic Park. They just didn't go back there and didn't look. It is what it is. Some people thought that they kept it up all year, but that's not the case at all. The tent does come down. It did come down this year. One of the things I wanted to address is that I don't know anything about permits. I don't know, I don't know the legalities of how permits work. I don't know what Universal has to do for the city of Orlando. I don't know how any of that shit works. So I can only speak to what I was told, and I was told from a couple of different people on both sides of the question. One person told me that they don't need to file permits for the tent. Another person told me that they do need to file permits for the tent. Other person told me that they don't need to file permits unless they're physically building something inside the tent. Other person said that that's irrelevant. They put up the tent. They have to, file a permit for it anyway. I was also told that if the tent is a certain size, whether it's, I believe it was 400 square feet or below, they don't have to file a permit. And if it's 400 square feet and above, they do have to file a permit for it. So, like I said, I'm not quite sure how big the tent is. I don't know what the exact dimensions are of the tent. Nevertheless, that is what like I said, both sides. I've heard both people tell me different things. But again, I don't know how the legalities of that stuff work. Like, I don't know, what needs to be done, what doesn't need to be done. Like, I am not sure, so I cannot comment on that. I can just tell you what I've heard. Nevertheless, the point is that the tent is up. The tent has never been used for anything other than Halloween Horror Nights, so it's perfectly reasonable to assume that the tent is for Halloween Horror Nights. Now, the other possibility is that they can put the tent up, but they can't physically build anything in there because in the past, when they've put the tent up, they're generally putting stuff in the tent. It's up, and they start building inside the tent. But because everything is early this year, they could be just putting the tent up in preparation to put stuff in. They just haven't done it yet. They just haven't put anything in there yet. So, there's that. Maybe there's a window. They can put it up, and maybe they have a window of time that they're supposed to follow with the city of Orlando. Who knows? It would not surprise me if we start seeing permits show up sometime in the next 2 weeks. There have been things going on behind the scenes, not necessarily construction, but things like prep work and, stuff like paving new roads and putting stuff down for, on the roads to, behind, back by the sound stages to accommodate bigger and heavier loads going inside the sound stage for different houses. I mean, like, there has been stuff going on, not necessarily construction, physical building of sets and stuff, but they have been prepping to start doing that stuff. And yes, it is early. That is just the nature of the game this year. Everything is just early. I said a couple of videos back when the speculated codename list came out that, you know, it's very possible they're just very confident in what they have this year. You know, they know what they're doing. They're not afraid of anything, you know, falling by the wayside. They're not afraid of any of that stuff. They're ready to move forward, and they're just going to go, and they're going to, you know, keep trucking along, you know, as smooth as possible until opening night of Halloween Horror Nights 29. That's just, you know, it is what it is. That's very possible that is the case, that they're just very confident in everything they got, not afraid nothing's going to get dropped, not afraid nothing's going to get, you know, you know, redone or whatever. They're ready to go. And the little birdies tell me that they might not only be working on 28 or 29, but they're also working on 30. So that's another possibility. They're just, you know, because they're so focused on both events, they could be, you know, really focused on both events, and everything is just kind of coming together really well for them. So they have, you know, they keep going. You know, everything is falling into place. But yeah, just early, guys. I mean, we have tickets on sale. You can go, you can buy tickets. You know, buy one, get one free ticket is on sale. You can get yourself a hotel package. Those are on sale too. Generally in the past, tickets go on sale for our foreigner friends first, because they have to, you know, plan their vacations, and you know, it's a big deal when you're coming from across the pond to come over here for a vacation. So you know, they tend to go on sale, and information tends to come out a lot sooner for our foreign friends, because they have to plan. So, but in terms of here, we do have tickets on sale. You can go buy the buy one get one free thing. We know the exact dates. Those also came out last week when the BOGO went on sale. So things are just early this year, guys. It is what it is. You know, I would not be surprised if we get an announcement, physical house announcement, very shortly. I don't want to say too much, because I'm trying to not say too much, but you know, I would not be surprised if something comes within the next 2 weeks or so. I think last year, if I remember correctly, Stranger Things was in March or April, so we're quickly approaching that time frame. And because things are a little bit earlier this year, it would not surprise me if that does happen within the next 2 weeks or so. It just is what it is. Things are early. The tent being up was a little bit shocking to me as well, because I was not expecting to see. We just happened to be back there, and I was like, oh, look at that. The Men in Black tent is up. What did you know it? So, yeah. Again, I'm not an expert when it comes to that stuff, so I cannot speak to why there has not been any permits filed, you know, or any of that nonsense. And frankly, I don't care. All I know is that what I see with my own eyes, the tent is up. The tent was taken down, and it's up again. So I can't remember if I mentioned this earlier, but in the past, when the tent was first used, I believe the first 2 years it was a rental. So that's why the tent had to come down every year, because they had to give it back to wherever it was they were renting it from. I can't speak to this year or last year, but you know, it's very possible that maybe they own the tent now, and they can, you know, I don't think they would keep it up though, because the extended queue is there for a reason. And you know, if it's, you know, if Men in Black is busy one day, or you know, whatever, you know, they would, you know, they need the space when they need it. So I would not be surprised if that tent continues to keep going up and down every year for as long as they use it. It is what it is. But anyway, guys, that's it for this week's topic. You know, I'm just glad I finally got to make the video. Now I can try to upload it. But anyway, guys, that's it for me. I will talk to you guys next week.